With Eric Scopel from 247 Sports.
Verone, I know you guys have had a little bit of time to look at Iowa State, what stands out there, and especially their quarterback, Brock Purdy. I know he's an experienced guy.
What stands out, really good running backs, really good offensive line, really good tight ends. A lot of physicality up front. They really like to move people off the ball, so it's gonna be a good game.
AJ Jacobson, Rivals.
Ron, I wanted to drag you back to the USC game. For some reason, it seemed like all elements of the defense came together, the front end and the back end. What was it that allowed that to happen?
Just kind of progressing over the past few weeks. Really after the Oregon State game, I would say is when we really started to pick things up and just putting it all together. We didn't get to play Washington, and it was just we went out there with something to prove. Everything was clicking from the D-line to the linebackers to the secondary, and we just all worked together. And I just felt like when we really play for each other, that's kind of the outcome you'll get. So just keep doing it.
Kevin Wade, 247 Sports.
Just following up, what was it like to win back-to-back Pac-12 titles?
Honestly, it's hard to win one. So to win back-to-back was exciting. And after that last play, it was kind of like, wow, this is reality. Like everything we went through, all the games in the past, they matter, but they don't matter anymore. Like this is the one that counted. This is the one that meant the most, and we got the job done. So it was just exciting.
Kate Rogerson, KZI.
When you look at the course of the season and everything that's happened, did you guys actually think you were going to make it to the Pac-12 championship? Like the game was actually going to occur?
Well, honestly, we were just kind of up in the air about it because we were like, maybe we'll get in, but at the same time, we knew kind of with the protocol and everything that we most likely will probably get in. So just being ready for whatever, it didn't matter who we were going to play. We were just ready to play again. So
AJ Jacobson, Rivals.
Ron, I was just wondering, strange times, but you got a bowl game coming up. Do you have any plans at all for Christmas?
No, honestly, like we kind of already had an idea we'd probably be here. And with the goals that we had as a team, we were like, we're probably going to be here over Christmas. So just kind of it'll be with the guys, the teammates, and our coaches, really. That's it. Nothing crazy. Back to work. I mean, we got a game next week. So
Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Ron, I want to ask you about the progress you've seen from Noah Sewell, both as a player but also as being the leader in that front seven, getting everything set up. How have you seen the progress there, and how difficult – you can kind of relate to this as someone in the back end, but that progress, how difficult is that?
For him to be so young and kind of already be mature and to make plays and understand what he's doing and where he needs to be is already something that is beyond his years. And him kind of stepping up to that role of being one of the leaders between him and Isaac and just being able to get people set up, being a communicator, being somebody that takes responsibility and holds others accountable. So he's done a great job. And just to improve as he's already done through, 6 games or 5 games or whatever is remarkable. Because from the jump from normally from your first year or second year is big, but I feel like within these first few games, he's already made big jumps almost every game. So excited to see him in the next few years.
Kevin Wade, 247 Sports.
Just also back to Friday night when Jamal had his second interception. Did you see that real time? Did you think it was a pick? What was kind of going through your mind during that?
I didn't even see his foot down. I told him catch it the first time, and we were off the field. And then he kind of went down with the cramps. We were talking noise or whatever, and then we looked at the jumbotron. And we were like, oh, he got his foot down. And I was like, my fault. I didn't mean to get on you. Good play. And then it kind of reminded me of the Colorado game. It was like it's the same concept, and I was happy for him. Even that first pick, we talked about it on Saturday. We had a little walkthrough, and I told him something to do beforehand. I was like, bro, hinge back. If there's food up there, you don't need to touch that. Back up because he's not going to see you. And that's what happened.
James Krupia, the Oregonian.
Verone, how much pride do you take in particular as the quarterback of the secondary when you guys keep the top on the coverage, other than Demo and Kale slipping those 2 times? But outside of that, you keep the top on the coverage against the best receiving core in this league, and you guys were so thin at safety in particular. I think you and Nick, other than 2 or 3 plays by J-Hap, I think you guys played pretty much the whole game. So how much pride do you take in that as the leader of that group?
We take a lot of pride in it. We already knew going in there that there was a challenge and it was going to be up to kind of win this game. We knew it was going to be one in the secondary. So, of course, we knew they had some good receivers, and we felt like we have some pretty good DBs, and it was just we're going to have to battle. They may catch some. We just got to make sure we tackle them, get them down, and don't really give up anything. So just doing that and knowing that as long as we're consistent and we can do this game in and game out, there's nobody that can mess with us because we feel like we are one of the better secondaries in the country, and that as long as we go out there with the determination that we're going to beat you 99% of the time, then we can be the best.
Kate Rogerson, KZI.
Besides winning the Fiesta Bowl, if you could have anything for Christmas this year, what would it be and why?
Ooh, besides winning the Fiesta Bowl, oh man, honestly, I don't even know. Just it's already been a crazy year itself. So to get here and after everything that's happened is just enough for me. And of course, we always want to get to the bigger picture. We want to go to one of those playoff games. So just working to get there. But of course, another New Year's Six Bowl 2 years in a row. We want to keep the trend going. That's kind of our standard now is New Year's Six Bowl playoff games. That's our standard. So to continue to do that and keep that legacy going.
Kevin Wade, 247 Sports.
I know earlier in the season when you guys weren't playing, you were watching a lot of football. Did you have a chance, and I know you're focused on the offensive side of the ball for Iowa State, but did you have a chance to look at their defense or even the kind of system that they run? And if so, what are
definitely. When I was at home, I got to watch the Louisiana game actually, and I've already known the great head coach, and they're really prideful on just being physical in their defense. So honestly, they fly around, they do a good job. I've seen a couple guys and the way they play. I like it. I like the physicality. I like how they move around. So they definitely have a good defense, and I'm sure our offense has a good plan for them. So it'll be a good matchup on that side of the ball as well.
James Crapia, the Oregonian.
To their options, Ron, especially with more time to prepare for them, how nice is that? Because you're going from preparing for 10 personnel pretty much all game long to – I know you played 12 against Stanford a good bit and probably were preparing for Washington, but I don't think you prepared for a lot of 13. That's pretty unusual. So how nice is it to have that extra time to prepare for something that you just don't see very much?
It's good. That gives us time to really identify everything and make sure we're on our P's and Q's, especially with them. There's a lot of different movers and different packages that they have with those tight ends. So making sure that we ID the formation, ID what tight end is where, because they all have different strengths and what they want to use them for. So just making sure we identify all that. I mean, they're big, they're physical, so we're going to make sure that we keep our eyes right as well because they can try to slip guys out. They run the ball a lot as well. So just making sure we're stopping our run fits, keep our eyes right, and keep on top of the coverage.
James, you have another one?
Yeah, just a fun one for me, Verone. With teams who are either opting out of games or players opting out of games and stuff, obviously it's a big game to play. But how nice is it that one of the things that you guys are receiving part of all this is the PS5, and that's just kind of part of the end of this whole thing for you. Beyond playing in a big game and a big setting, and families can be there, and I hope yours can be there, that the PS5 is kind of part of it.
All right, back at you. Sorry about that.
Well, when we won the Pac-12, so we knew we were going to the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl or whatever, but it didn't really hit us till like Sunday when we had our team meeting. Right, we were really getting PS5s, and like they're making them for us, and everybody gets them. So we were just excited because at first we thought it was if you had to win the Fiesta Bowl to get it, but hey, we're gonna do both. So